lace the track, you lock the flow. So far from hanging on the block for dough. Notorious, they got to know that life ain't always what it seemed to be. Words can't express what you mean to me. Even though you're gone, we still a team. Through your family, I'll fulfill your dreams. In the future, can't wait to see if you open up the gates for me. Reminisce sometime. The night they took my friend. Try to black it out, but it plays again. When it's real, feeling's hard to conceal. Can't imagine all the pain I feel. Give anything to hear half your breath. I know you're still living your life after death. Us while we pray for you. Every day we pray for you. Till the day we meet again. In my heart is where I keep you, friend. Memories give me the strength I need to proceed. Strength I need to believe. My thoughts big, I just can't define. Wish I could turn back the hands of time. Us in the six, shopping new clothes and kicks. You and me taking flicks, making hits, stages they receive you on. Still can't believe you're gone. Give anything to hear half your breath. I know you're still living your life after death. Every move I make, every single day, every time I pray, I'll be missing you. Thinking of the day when you went away. What a life to take, what a bond to break. I'll be missing you. Somebody tell me what one that morning when this life is over. I know I'll see your face.
The moment that you died, my heart was torn in two. One side filled with heartache, the other died with you. I often lie awake at night when the world is fast asleep and take a walk down memory lane with tears upon my cheeks. Remembering you is easy, I do it every day, but missing you is heartache that never goes away. I hold you tightly within my heart, and there you will remain until the joyous day arrives that we will meet once again. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Whitsunday Funerals Chapel. Today we gather with heavy and broken hearts, but as we look to the photo of the awesome man that we have come to farewell, we know he would not want a sad, solemn, tearful service, because that was not the man he was. He would want you all to think back to your favourite memories of your time with him and carry on supporting each other. Today, we say a final farewell to Owen Matthew Tarmey. My name is Laura Lucas and I'm honoured to stand before you here today. Today is about celebrating the full life that Owen lived in his short 36 years. To further commemorate him, his family will be placing symbols that best depict his life. Firstly, I invite Sarah and Savannah to bring a family photo that was taken only a little while ago. Looking at the proud man enjoying precious time with his family, we can see in his eyes that Owen adored his wife and kids. They were his world. Secondly, I invite Vanessa, Owen's mum, to please come forward and place a model Holden VK. This car symbolises Owen's dream car he had always wanted. Next, Owen's dad, Michael. please bring forward the framed print of Owen and his much-loved Holden VE SS Redline. A car that was in at the mechanic getting an engine power boost when Owen sadly left us. Although he never did get to hear the rumble and feel the power of his other love, he would be happy to know that she is just outside the door there, here with us today. We light candles to honour and remember the life of loved ones. There is one special central candle here that symbolises the shining light that Owen was in each of your lives. A man who would do anything for anybody, a loving, proud family man. I would now like to invite Owen's soulmate Sarah forward to light this candle. A lady who promises to carry on as best she can without him, always ensuring the many memories they created together will be shared with their treasured children. In Owen's honour, could you all please come forward with your tea light candles and light your candle from the candle that represents the essence of Owen. As you do so, remember the incredible man he was and vow to live on in that spirit.
care for what they do. Never care for what they know. And I know, yeah. So close, know that I'm fine. Couldn't be much more from the heart. Forever trusting who we are. No, nothing else matters.
Owen, you were loved by all who were lucky enough to have known you, but you were first and foremost a treasured husband and dad. Sarah counted herself lucky every day to have found you, her caring, loving, and humorous man. She loved you even more when she saw what a great dad you were. Watching you play around with the kids was her greatest joy. And while Jackson, Matthew, Savannah, and your angel daughter Alice have lost you physically, they will each day be reminded what a legend their dad was, and your spirit will live on in them. Michael and Vanessa have not only lost their firstborn, but also their best mate. As a boy, Owen was a loving little fella who loved nothing more than tinkering. Anything that could be pulled apart would be. His bedside drawer being filled with bits of wire and batteries to be used when constructing his next invention. Owen loved it when he got a new toy. He would insist on sleeping with it, even if it was a Tonka truck. Later, Owen welcomed his stepmother Karen into the family with the same love and care he had shown throughout his whole life. Owen adored being the big brother to Emma and Michael. Owen and Emma shared a special bond and were never too far apart from each other. Sometimes bickering, but mostly laughing and enjoying their childhood, which took them from southwest Sydney to Queensland and then back down south to Newcastle. Owen was blessed to have special connections with his grandparents, Eileen and Michael, and Lily and George. They all always had a special place in their hearts for you, Owen, and cherished every moment they spent with him. Owen had a large extended family, and they were all an important part of his life. He valued each and every one of them and appreciated the love and support they provided him over the years. Owen was blessed to have his cousin Adam as his go-to fishing buddy, and Uncle Matt was called upon when Owen needed advice or even just a helping hand, both men feeling privileged to be called upon by the fun-loving and adventurous Owen. Owen was lucky enough to have many, many close friends, a testament to the great man that he was. He did have two men who played a pivotal role in his life, though. His great mate Dan from Sydney, who unfortunately couldn't be with us here today, and also Chris, who was Owen's best man on his wedding day. In this time, you may find your sadness sitting alongside immense feelings of appreciation and gratitude for having known Owen. When death comes suddenly and in such a tragic way, the loss can feel overwhelming, especially for Sarah, Owen's family and closest friends. It will take time for the numbness and pain to pass and to feel peace settling into your hearts once more. There will be times of questioning, why Owen? Why now? Everyone's grief is unique, and each of you will find your own way to find the peace again in your lives. The love you shared with Owen will remain with you always. As a boy, Owen discovered his love of anything with an engine. The noisier and more powerful, the better. He also played a bit of sport, football and soccer, keeping him busy. From an early age, Owen was known as a bit of a ladies' man. The girls just seemed to gravitate towards him with his good looks and charm. Owen never lacked any self-confidence either, always happily telling his mum about the girls checking him out at school when he was just trying to do his schoolwork. This continued into adulthood, telling his wife Sarah about the numerous women checking him out every time he went outside the house. As Owen grew and started working, he ended up learning the same trade as his dad Michael, a boilermaker. A job he didn't necessarily love, but one which saw him gain many mates. His last workplace being a favourite. He would go home and tell Sarah how supportive and positive the boys in the workshop were. Owen, after making sure the kids were fed and the bills paid, was planning his next purchase. PlayStations, huge TVs, a metal detector. Anything his pride and joy car needed, being only some of the many purchases Owen indulged in. Sarah told of how Owen was confident that one day he would be a Harley-Davidson owner, that he revealed to her that he didn't just want a Harley, he knew he was going to have one. Sarah was so sure that the man who had always been her pillar of strength could realise anything he set out to do. So she was certain that one day in the future, the two of them would be riding off into the sunset on their dream Harley-Davidson. As she celebrated their 7-year wedding anniversary without Owen just recently, she reflected on the life that they had already shared together and how happy he had made not only her, but anybody who came to meet him. Owen, with his heart of gold and epic sense of humour, sitting around a campfire on one of his many camping and fishing trips, having everybody in stitches laughing, while some of his favourite Metallica, AC/DC, Led Zeppelin or Pink Floyd songs pumped out from the speakers. When Owen met Sarah, the stars all aligned for him. He'd found his one and only. The lady who nurtured his spirit, loved him for who he was, and didn't mind that he went through cars nearly as often as underpants, and was that much of a perfectionist that only he could make his lunchtime sandwich. Nobody else could understand the importance of the order of the layers, he used to say. Sarah said that Owen would say goodnight and end all their conversations with the same 3 words. Love you, sweetheart. 3 short words that will never be spoken the same again. Sarah recalled the night of their engagement when Owen nervously asked her to go for a walk on the beach after dinner one night while they were on holidays. Sarah thinking it was unusual for him to be so romantic. It was only a few minutes in that pregnant Sarah told Owen that she really did need to run to the loo, which Owen protested, suggesting that she wait a little longer or dash to the closest restaurant. When Sarah insisted, it was then that Owen admitted defeat. His one planned romantic moment had been hijacked, and he gruffly told Sarah, "Well, my moment's wrecked now, but will you marry me?" A question she excitedly accepted before attending to nature's calling. A loving proposal that they laughed about for years. A moment Sarah will hold dear forever. Owen, Sarah and their 3 children all loved camping trips, and it was only a few weeks ago, on the October long weekend, that they shared their last. Teresa Creek Dam will forever be a cherished spot, a place Owen had just declared was so good that he wanted to make it their regular camping location. This trip being etched into the hearts of them all eternally. With those short but poignant Owen memories in mind, I would now like to invite Sarah forward to share her tribute to Owen.
I'd like to thank you all for coming and for all the support that I have had and all the people who are watching. Owen and I met on an online dating site. At the end of our date, we met on an online dating site, but on our first date, Owen was so sweet, asking me if it was okay if he kissed me. I didn't think either of us would be 12 years down the track, 5 kids between us, and through so many ups and downs, but somehow I knew, and I think Owen knew too, we had found true love with each other from the beginning. Owen to me was more than just my husband. He was a loving father to Matthew, Jackson and Savannah. Although he was Jackson's stepfather, he was still his dad. He was my best friend and my strength in the hard times, and I was his. He always told me that I was beautiful and made sure I knew that I was loved. Even his messages read to me, "I love you too, sweetheart." He made me feel cared for and always safe. Although we went through so many hard times, we also shared so many wonderful times too. It is hard to pinpoint one to share, so I will just mention our last, an unprompted October long weekend camping holiday to Theresa Creek Dam. We had a great time. You were so excited to take us there. We even got to see emus in the wild, which I was excited about. You didn't laugh at my childish excitement. Instead, you gave me a loving smile of joy, knowing you had helped provide this happiness that day. We spoke of planning to return, hopefully with friends. We had so many plans, and it is so hard to see my plans now without you walking beside me. I took a leap of faith and gave you all my trust when we moved here from New South Wales. We made Morani our home when we arrived. We knew nearly no one, had no jobs, no house, but we had each other and started to build a happily ever after. It is going to be hard without you, but please know, my darling husband, that I have so many people to help me. It is your time to take care of our beautiful Alice. Please give her a kiss for me. I may not have had the chance to say goodbye, but I am glad that I had a very warm and loving last memory with you. I was working night shift, and before I left for work, we sat and talked and cuddled, ending the night with a kiss and "I love you." You will always have a piece of my heart, and I will miss you dearly, Owen. I promise I will always keep your memory alive. Now and forever I will always love you, no matter what the future brings, because I was the lucky one and I got to experience real love with you.
I'd like to share with you the words written by Vanessa, Owen's mum. Owen, you are loved by everyone, and our hearts are shattered. My heart hurts so much that I can hardly breathe. I had just turned 17 when I found out I was pregnant with you. I was so scared. Scared of telling your nan and granddad. Scared of telling grandma and grandpa. I hid my pregnancy until I couldn't hide it any longer. Your dad and I got married and started preparing for your arrival. On Sunday, the 17th of June 1984, you arrived into the world. You were beautiful, 7 pound 11.5 ounces. You didn't have much hair, just sideburns and a little bit of fluff at the back. You were 26.5 inches long with big feet. You were perfect. Your dad picked the name Owen, and I gave you the name Matthew after your Uncle Matt. Everyone was excited and loved you. We took you home, and on the first night you cried and cried because you wanted a dummy. Apparently the nurses were sneaking you one when you were in the hospital nursery. Unlike today, they would take you to the nursery to sleep after your last feed at night. As soon as the chemist opened, we went and got you a dummy. You went straight to sleep. My very first Mother's Day, you were about 11 months old. You were supposed to be asleep in your cot, but instead you decided to poop in your nappy. You then decided to take your nappy off and play in it. When your dad and I entered the room, you had poop all over yourself, the walls, the cot, and your toys. It smelt rotten. You started walking at 1 year old and out of nappies by the time you were 18 months. When Emma arrived, you were so good with her. You climbed into her playpen to play and nap with her. When Emma was about 9 months old, you would go downstairs to the fridge and take eggs, butter, cordial, ham, and whatever else you could find and take it to her. I would wake up to find her hair covered in butter and eggs. When I asked you why you did it, you would just simply say, she was hungry. You were always happy, funny and cuddly. You loved inventing things and pulling things apart. That didn't change all through your life, but you did learn to put things back together again. You used to sleep with your new toys, even if it was a Tonka truck. Girls were always drawn to you. I remember you showing off to the little girl up in the units, Jenna, and you broke a bone in your foot, jumping off the letterbox wall to impress her. Your nan and I took you for x-rays. You loved helping Dad work on cars and you loved tools. I remember when you were about 2 years old helping Dad work on the Monaro, and you put the hose up the exhaust pipe, thinking that you were helping. You were good at school and you played soccer and football. You tried cricket, but that was too boring for you. You got your first motorbike at 3 years old, a Pee-wee 50. You helped Dad fix it in the living room. We took you up to the churchyard to ride it and Dad was holding on to the back. However, you just floored it and took off. I was so scared, but you were a natural and just turned around and came back to us. We used to laugh about me spending more time in the principal's office with you than I did when I was at school. It didn't matter if your friends were around or not, you always gave me a hug. You loved your cars, tools, motorbikes, PlayStation, fishing and camping, but most of all you loved being a husband and a dad. You loved your family and you are a wonderful son, husband, dad, brother, uncle, nephew, grandson, cousin, friend, and mate. You mean so much to so many people, and life will never be the same again. You and Sarah made plans for your family and your future. You were excited to be saving to buy your own home for your family. You had finally got your dream car and couldn't wait for all the mods to be completed so that you could hear her rumble. You loved taking Sarah and the kids fishing and camping as a family. You wanted to find gold and brought a gold detector and was so excited about going out to use it. You were going to take me out gold hunting and camping the next time I went up there. We discussed the boat last week when we were all talking, and you told me you were going to work on it at Christmas so you can take it camping. I have so many memories of you, Owen, but it isn't enough because I wanted a lifetime of memories of you, not just 36 years. I can't ring you and hear you say, "Hey Mum, what you up to?" And we always ended our conversations with, "I love you." Rest in peace, my boy, and I just hope to see you again one day. In the meantime, just know I will always do my best and look after Sarah and the kids, but I don't have to tell you that because you already know. Is there anybody else who would like to come forward and share some further memories of Owen? I'd like to share with you now a poem lovingly picked by Owen's family. If Tomorrow Starts Without Me, by David Romano. If tomorrow starts without me and I'm not here to see, if the sun should rise, you find your eyes all filled with tears for me. I wish so much you wouldn't cry the way you did today, while thinking of the many things we didn't get to say. I know how much you love me, as much as I love you, and each time that you think of me, I know you'll miss me too. But when tomorrow starts without me, please try to understand that an angel came and called my name and took me by the hand. He said my place was ready in heaven far above, and that I'd have to leave behind all those I dearly love. But as I turned and walked away, a tear fell from my eye. For all my life I'd always thought I didn't want to die. I had so much to live for, so much left yet to do. It seemed almost impossible that I was leaving you. I thought of all the yesterdays, the good ones and the bad. I thought of all the love we shared and the fun that we had. If I could relive yesterday, just even for a while, I'd say goodbye and kiss you and maybe see you smile. But then I fully realised that this could never be, for emptiness and memories would take the place of me. When I thought of worldly things I might miss come tomorrow, I thought of you, and when I did, my heart was filled with sorrow. So when tomorrow starts without me, don't think we're far apart, for every time you think of me, I'm right here in your heart. Please look to our screens to enjoy a photo presentation of Owen.
I got my eyes on you. You're everything that I see. I want your high love and emotion and love.
It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again.
Damn, who knew? All the planes we flew, good things we've been through. That I'll be standing right here talking to you about another path. I know we love to hit the road and laugh, but something told me that it wouldn't last. Had to switch up, look at things different, see the bigger picture. Those were the days, hard work forever pays. Now I see you in a better place. How can we not talk about family when family's all that we got? Everything I went through, you were standing there by my side, and now you gon' be with me for the last ride.
It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again.
First you both go out your way and the vibe is feeling strong, and what's small turn to a friendship turn to a bond, and that bond will never be broken, the love will never get lost. And when brotherhood come first, then the line will never be crossed. Established it on our own when that line had to be drawn, and that line is what we reach, so remember me when I'm gone. How can we not talk about family when family's all that we got? Everything I went through, you were standing there by my side, and now you gon' be with me for the last ride.
Let the light guide your way. Yeah. Hold every memory as you go, and every road you take will always lead you home. Oh, it's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again.
As we near the end of today's service, Owen's family would like to invite you to Owen and Sarah's house for a coffee or a beer in Owen's honour, and to continue to share in your memories. Would you all please stand? Today has been a celebration of the life of Owen. We are grateful for the time we got to spend with him. The memories we have will be treasured forever. The happy, lovable, kind, generous man that he was will never be forgotten. He taught us so much in his short life, most importantly, to cherish each day and each other. Could I ask the family please to come forward and extinguish the candles? As a fitting farewell to Owen, he will be leaving us in his much-loved car, or Scarlet, as he called her, surrounded by his loved ones. So could I now please ask Sarah to come forward? Collect Owen. Owen Matthew Tarmey, we say farewell. May you rest in peace.
When I think back on these times and the dreams we left behind, I'll be glad 'cause I was blessed to get to have you in my life. When I look back on these days, I'll look and see your face. You were right there for me. In my dreams I'll always see you soar above the sky. In my heart there'll always be a place for you for all my life. I'll keep a part of you with me, and everywhere I am there you'll be. And everywhere I am there you'll be. Will you show me how it feels to feel the sky within my reach? And I always will remember all the strength you gave to me. Your love made me make it through. Oh, I owe so much to you. You were right there for me. In my dreams